Sometimes as real estate agents, we work really hard. We finally get a seller on the line. They want to list with us. They're excited to bring it back to the market, but their old baggage from the bad experience previously with another agent is now limiting our ability to do our job for them. For example, let's say an agent previously didn't put the right showing remarks in the property description in the MLS, and then let a bunch of people go over unannounced, and it was an incredible intrusion into the seller's life. And so now they don't want to allow showings. They don't want you to go to the market, but they still want top dollar. This video is about some scenarios that are happening in our market with our listings and the ways that we've overcome them to, one, understand where the prospect is coming from, helping them understand that the solutions that we're presenting can be tailored to ensure that they do not get that bad experience again, and ultimately allowing us to do what they want, which is get them the most amount of money with the least amount of stress on terms that fit their timeline. This one will help.
Yeah, you know.
So anytime you have a seller that's reluctant to do, anytime you have a seller that's reluctant to put a property on the market, or they have these concerns about, I don't want unqualified people. The first question that I always have is, hey, out of curiosity, you do want to get the most amount of money. I've never met a seller that says, nah, I don't want a lot of money, unless they're under some sort of time constraint where they have to sell right away. And so they take a little bit of reduction because there's a matter of convenience. Here, you're not under the gun to sell it. What's the biggest concern moving forward of having other people that maybe they're not ready to buy for a month or two, looking at the property where they're not immediately ready to write an offer, but they could if they really, really wanted to? What's your biggest concern?
Yeah, and I'll ask them that.
That's a really important question to it, right? And I don't want to jump to conclusion, because what they'll typically say is, well, I just don't want to waste my time. I don't want unqualified offers. And say, great, here's what I'm recommending. Knowing that, and it always goes back to their goals, knowing that you're looking for the most amount of money with the least amount of stress on your preferred timeline, I would recommend doing an open house the weekend you're gone, from 12 to 3 on both days. And here's why. I can schedule half of the people that I've already qualified extremely. I mean, I've already got pre-approvals, I got proof of funds, I got all that stuff. I'd schedule half of them for the time on Saturday, half of them for the time on Sunday, and I would do an open house, because we're going to have the house open. I'm going to be there. I'm even going to bring a team member of mine. We're going to really focus on making sure that everybody is watched and nobody's going through things. And it's just we're going to have a tight security on it. And the other buyers that are super qualified, they don't know that the other buyers aren't super qualified. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and there's a line out the front of it? Do you think the food is good or bad?
Good.
Absolutely, right? And so what we want to do is we want to create a buzz, because when they go to make their initial offer, if there was absolutely nobody there, or we gave them a private showing, or we shut down availability, they're going to think that this property is difficult to show. If I see a property that will only allow showings at a certain time, I know there's some buyers that are not going to go in there. And so the looky-loos, the tire kickers, they're going to be completely eliminated, which means they're more than likely to be a little bit more aggressive and clamp down on that offer, initial offer purchase price, which, that's totally your call. But since you're already going to be out of town, since you know for a fact that I've delivered on everything I said I'm going to do, and I'm going to have an extra member of my team there for security, I think we should do the right thing and leverage these 8 or 9 people that I've already super qualified, and create a buzz for it. We're going to check in with the HOA. We're going to make sure we follow the rules. We're going to do everything that we need to do to make sure that it goes super smooth. And my expectation is, if we follow this plan, you're coming back and we're reviewing offers on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
How does that sound to you?
Sounds great.
And if they say, I don't know, I'm just really nervous, what do you say?
Feel felt found, or?
Hey, that's thank you so much for being transparently. Out of curiosity, what concerns you the most about that bulletproof idea?
Yeah, just kind of, just like you always say, seek to understand where they're coming from.
And when we give them, like when I give people my advice on listings, right? And it's funny because it happens with buyers and sellers, right? So I'll say, hey, I think we should sell this home for $950, right? And then they'll come in and they'll say, we'll get closer to listing. And they're like, hey, Josh, we really were hoping to list the property at $1 million. Or, hey, Josh, we were really thinking about making an offer at 900. This happened with my buyer that was making the property on the off market. I recommended a purchase price of 800 to secure the best opportunity to succeed. And then, sorry, I got a little text message from somebody that I was marketing to earlier, telling me, we don't need a new real estate agent. Oh, yes, you do. Your house didn't sell. I'll address that later. When they said, hey, Josh, we were really hoping to go in at 775. What are your thoughts on that? I say, good question. What is important to you about 775? Why does that feel better after we've already gone over the information? We feel that the property is probably worth 790 to 810. Well, we were just kind of thinking maybe we could get it a little bit better. I appreciate where you're coming from. We can do it whatever you want, but my opinion hasn't changed on how to accomplish your goal. I still think 800 is the absolute right best strategy. And it's okay to share your opinion. And I let them know, hey, I'm willing to do whatever you want to do. My experience, my intuition, knowing all the contextual, emotional add-ons and the tonality and the conversation I've had, all of that leads me up to have a gut feeling based on my experience and track record of success. My opinion is X. But I always let people know, hey, I'm on your team. You want to do something that is different than my opinion that's